it is how the world is working. It is like gravity, like you just mentioned, If you don't know about gravity, you will still, if you lose something, it will fall down. So that is the same with the law of attraction. If you don't know about it, it is still working. So from the moment someone tells you about it, you have a choice to believe in it or not, but it's still working.
Hello, everybody. A warm welcome to Wisdom from North, the Nordic platform for personal development and spiritual growth. I'm Jannike, and today I'm here with Marie Gunnestad. She is a medical doctor who actually is also a law of attraction coach. And we're here at her clinic, Carino Health, where they're approaching health in another way, I think, than the conventional medicine is. We're going to hear Maria's story, how she approached medicine and the body in a whole new way after she took a course in law of attraction. Hello, Maria. How are you? And welcome.
Hello, Jannike. Thank you. And I'm very good.
I'm excited for our conversation today because I've actually interviewed you twice in Norwegian, and that interview became so popular. And I think it was because people are not used to hearing about a medical doctor who thinks outside the box in a spiritual way, so to say, because you are a law of attraction coach. And I mean, at least for me, I've never experienced coming to a doctor and hearing that they talk about, you must think about what you think about and the law of attraction is real. Like I would have been, a bit stunned. And that's what I love about your work. So we're going to dive into that today. But I know that this story started somewhere. You worked as a medical doctor for quite a time, and it just didn't work for you. You became depressed and fell apart. Can you tell that story?
Yes, I was working as a general practitioner, and it was very much a lot of stress. It is really stressful for general GPs in Norway, I guess in many countries. And it was a long waiting list. I was always late, didn't have time for lunch. And it was also, at that time, I was not spiritual conscious at all. So I had a very not the right or correct mindset. I was in a victim mentality. Oh, I'm so stressed. I'm so tired all the time. And as we know, then I attracted more of that. And it was also a feeling that I could not really help the patients. I was just prescribing drugs with side effects, and most of the time it did not really help the people get better. It was covering up the symptoms, and after a while they had new symptoms, maybe from the side effects of the first drug, and it was just like really tearing on me. So yeah, I had when I had the drop that filled the glass, it was with also personal things happening. I hit the wall quite.
Yeah, that's an
literally.
expression we have in Norway, like hitting the
I
wall.
thought it was international.
I'm not sure. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is hitting the wall. Okay, I thought it was Norwegian.
I had a burnout.
Right. I just wanted to go a bit back. Did you know that the medicines you prescribed were causing even more symptoms to show up? Like, were you aware of it? Or did you discover that being a doctor? Because I'm wondering about this. Is this something you learn in medical school? Or was this like a shock to you that the patients are not getting better?
Well, it was not a shock to me. Or, yeah, maybe, if I go even longer back, of course, I studied medicine originally because I wanted to help sick people. Yeah, it was quite surprising when I started working a long time ago that my older colleagues, for them it was like every day, it was normal to not expect them to get well, you know. I came like new and with new energy and wanted to help people, and I just saw that I had to accept that that was not expected by my colleagues. So yeah, actually, when I think a bit more about your question, I have to say that I was a bit surprised. I did not know that it was just expected that that they would not recover. Actually, yeah.
So you met the wall and you got depressed, and but was that because you felt that you were not living truthfully?
Well, yeah, not consciously. That is something that I think when I look back, that had more impact. But I was not aware of that at all. I uh, I just got a lot of anxiety. I stopped sleeping, and yeah, that was the symptom for me. And of course, as a doctor, I had access to sleeping pills, and they did not help. So, so yeah, I was not aware that, but I think
What were you not aware of?
so I was not aware that this was like wearing on my subconscious. That is something that I have been realizing later, that has a lot of impact. So yeah.
I think this is very fascinating to listen to, because I feel that it might be a bit unique, because I can assume many other doctors or people are experiencing stress, etc., and not living truthfully. And then I'm thinking for some people they can just go on, but you actually got sick. And this is just my perspective and theory, but maybe it's because also you have another life mission, that deep in your soul you're supposed to do something else, and that's why your body and your soul was like shouting really loud for you to listen. That's just like a thought I had. I don't know if that resonates or is true, but I just find it very fascinating that that you collapsed in that way. And then what happened then after some time, being on sick leave?
Well, I started to, when I could take a step back from the stressful life, I started, it was actually through social media. It came things about the law of attraction, and I found that interesting. So I clicked on it, and then more comes. So then actually, after a while, I bought a program from one of the teachers from this movie The Secret, John Assaraf's program, and that was a bit spiritual, but they didn't say it quite like spell it out, and I was totally unaware. I just thought, that I could learn how to attract more abundance into my life. But then I actually had a moment where I said to myself, well, I am spiritual. It was like a self-realization, like, okay, I think this is interesting. I am drawn to things like that. And I think also looking back that was also a moment that shifted my energy so that I attracted like more spiritual things. Like I opened up for that. I admitted it to myself. So then came this law of attraction coaching. It was an online course from an American teacher, and I signed up for it. I thought like, okay, I like talking to people, so to be a coach is a good thing, and then I can learn a little bit more about that law of attraction. So I did not really know that it was spiritual, or that it was went so deep. And
How did this sort of merge together with your medical background? Like that seems to be two worlds, not in the same category.
yes, well, that is true. I have, as a medical doctor, a scientific background. So actually, that's maybe why I did not realize that it was spiritual. It would have been clear to someone else, probably.
Yeah, because that's true. In the Norwegian interview, you said like you thought spirituality was like crystal balls and crystals and.
Yes, that's what I thought about alternative medicine. That it was like look into this crystal ball, and then we will tell you what is wrong with you. So I put the alternative way of working with medicine in the box. I labeled it, and I think a lot of scientific people do that. That when they, if they take a closer look at what this alternative world actually is, then I think a lot of people would be surprised and realize that it is really a logical way of thinking that for me makes much more sense than what I actually learned in med school.
Interesting.
Yes.
So tell us why this makes so much sense to you and also to connect it to the body and health. So how does the law of attraction come in there as you see it?
Oh, well, we can first start with how I look at the health and the body now differently, because I have learned much more about how intelligent the body is. Uh, it is so much going on from self-healing and self-regulating mechanisms all the time. The body has a huge capacity to compensate for all that we're putting it out to. So the starting point when we do health scannings is that what the body has decided to do is always the smartest. Your body doesn't mess up. It is so much smarter than we can measure or see. So the starting point is that what the body has decided to do is what is the best for the situation right now. So then we can look at it from the, like, what you say, this backward engineering. Why did the body decide, for instance, to put the blood pressure higher? And when we find out that, we find the reason, and then we can work with the reason. And then when the reason is corrected, the body doesn't need this compensation anymore, so then it will go away again. So that is a way of working more with the body. Instead of, if you cover up the symptom, the underlying cause can just be there and keep continuing to get worse and worse. So that is how we are working with health here at Carino Health. We also look at the holistic. We take a holistic approach. We also look at movement and the diet and the eating habits, because it is very important what you eat. And then we also look at the mindset. So there it comes to the law of attraction that was also a part of your question, that how you think can also create blockages for the energy in the body, and then when the blockage is there for a longer and longer time, it can manifest as a symptom. So we also look at the mindset and how we can maybe change also there an underlying cause.
And some thoughts on law of attraction and health. Like, do you think we attract, our or diseases, things like that, or do you think do you think there are some coincidences? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, when you think about the world as energy and everything is working according to the universal laws, the law of attraction is the most powerful universal law. So that would mean that there are no coincidences, like no leaf falls from the tree without some.
Gravity?
Yeah. Yes. But everything happens for a reason. It's always how the energy is working with the different frequencies. And for me, it was Abraham Hicks who explained this in a way that it made so much sense for me that I just realized it had to be that way. Um, and for other people, it's something else. What resonates is different, but it is how the world is working. It is like gravity, like you just mentioned. If you don't know about gravity, you will still, if you lose something, it will fall down. So that is the same with the law of attraction. If you don't know about it, it is still working. So from the moment someone tells you about it, you have a choice to believe in it or not, but it's still working. And then you asked me if I believe that you attract diseases. And I do, actually. And I am, when I had my spiritual awakening, I realized that the awakening, that is how I see it, that it will continue for the rest of my life. I will continue to work on getting to know myself and find out why am I attracting what I am attracting, what is going on inside me, because I am the creator, and I'm going to keep on working with that for the rest of my life. So where I am now, I don't see enough. I don't know if I will in this lifetime. I am not able to see enough to see the energies and see why have people attracted and what is the energetic cause of a disease. But I look at it as this is it is part of their disease, and when I do the coaching, we work with the intuition and we go deeper, and then I can guide the member to maybe to find the underlying cause, and it is also not one. So
What one cause?
no. So they find one thing, and then when we dig deeper, it was something else causing that. But I do believe that it is energies.
And often it could be, I mean, a childhood trauma, for instance.
Yes, often. Yeah.
So then maybe they need to have a therapist instead.
Well, yeah, well,
Or like that too.
yes, that too, maybe, yeah. Hmm. I used to go to a therapist when I had my depression and my anxiety. I went to a psychiatrist for many years, and we talked and talked and talked about my childhood and about my life. And it was nice. But I have to say, I stopped because it did not really bring any differences. So in my humble opinion, coaching is something that is shifting something every time, shifting the underlying energetic causes, and then the member is shifting their frequency, so we don't know what is what is different, or the frequency is different. The result we don't know, but it will be something different than it was before we changed the energy, because it is law. It can't be anything else. So
So, since you're calling them members, is that because they stay here for a long time in a way, like the coaching is lasting for a long time?
well, it's actually because of the energy in words. So the word patient or the word client, the word patient is a word that has the energy of being a passive, sick person. And the client is very sterile, like not that warm. We want the members to feel welcome and part of our family. So that is because we actually are aware of the energy in words.
These centers that you have, there are three in the world, as I understand now.
Yes, we have one here in Oslo and in Atlanta, Georgia, and at the island Nevis in the Caribbean. So Carino is for Caribbean Norway.
And I understand there will come more centers like these.
Yes, that is the plan. Yeah.
Exciting. And
Yeah.
you also use technology because you mentioned that we're doing a scanning. So if I was a patient, I would come here and get like a thorough scanning of my body.
Yes, we use computer technology to get a picture of the whole body. Like when I used to work as a general practitioner, I would measure the blood pressure and then do some blood tests and get the answer a couple of days later. But what we do is that we use um, more measurements at the same time. Like we measure the blood pressure over 2 minutes together with the pulse and a lot of things simultaneously. And then the computer can do so many calculations quickly and also compare with measurements that are in the database so that we get much more information about how the body is working and how it is, where it is prioritizing to where it is putting its energy, so that we can help the body if it has challenge. We can with the technology that we have as healing or therapies, we can help the body increase its capacity to produce energy locally and also systemically, so that we help the body produce more energy, and then the body can get the capacity back to put this imbalance back to balance.
Let's circle back a bit to law of attraction. So, can you explain a bit more about how you use it as now a medical practitioner in your work with your patients?
Well, we have when we have this scanning when they're coming. I use that to make an individual treatment plan according to what the scanning is showing. And we have these technologies that build upon each other. We have that for an amount of time, and then in the treatment plan, I always have like sort of an ending, also a mental exploring conversation. Where we talk about what is your challenges, where would you like to be, where are you now, how is that influencing your life, and what is holding you back, why are you not here, why are you here and not here, and then I do the law of attraction coaching to ease the energy so that it is easier for them to move in the direction that they want. And also, it is like many would know, it is important to know exactly what you want. So I also have I also put a lot of wait upon finding out, helping them finding out what they really want, what makes their heart dance. It's the expression that I use. If you think about this, does your heart dance?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you get it all here, I feel like coaching, and you take care of your body, and yeah, it's really holistic
Yes.
in all
Yeah.
ways.
Yes, it is, and that is what makes it also so rewarding to work with, because that really brings results. So it is quite a new way, a new experience. As I said, when I was working as a GP, it was like not expected to see any improvement, and here we actually do. So it's so much fun to see how the members are uh, getting their hope back, the light in their eyes, and they are smiling. And yes, I can actually say, which I think many people say when they have like sort of a breakdown, that was something that I am most grateful for now, because if not for that, maybe I would still be working as a GP.
That's true. I
Yeah.
think you're living a life mission.
Yes, I think so too, or I know so.
And another thing I was thinking about, it seems like patients here, or you call them members actually.
Yes. Yeah.
They are, they need to. It seems like take responsibility.
Yes. Yeah. That is also very, very important, because no one can heal you without you, not other than yourself. So we can help you, and with the also with that is where the mindset is very important. I can guide them, but they do it themselves. So I sort of coaching is like what I see different from healing. If a healer puts energy, of course it has results. I really believe in that. But then you have also maybe not treated the underlying cause.
Like if you
So,
just put your hands like this and it soothes,
yeah.
or the problem goes away for a while, but you're not
Yes.
really removing the real cause.
Yes. So when we do with the coaching, the members are actually doing it themselves. I am guiding them, but they are doing the work, and then they also understand they are a part of the process, so that the energy changes. Yeah.
What are the reactions from colleagues and your environment? And are there other doctors that get inspired by your work?
Well, actually, in the beginning, or the doctors that I used to work with, like 10 years ago, some of them have been really negative. But I haven't talked to them in the last years, so maybe they have changed. But it is starting to show up. Uh, health professionals are starting to contact us. So I think we are also seeing improvement in that area. That more doctors and nurses and also other health professionals are, for one thing, they are more people are waking up to see that there are different ways of doing it. And also, I think that it is the right time for people who are more awake of this to dare to step forward and take steps in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, you are a role model, and I think there are many people that have spiritual perspectives that are in professions where that is not accepted, then they don't dare to really speak their truth. And I think we also always need those role models who have been doing it, and then perhaps that makes us a bit more courageous.
Yeah, maybe. Thank you for calling me a role model. That is very flattering. I feel like I have just started, stumbled into this like a coincidence, but I am working with my purpose, I have fun at work every day, which is quite a difference from getting depressed at work. So I'm just so grateful and blessed, and I think I just have to talk about it. You know, it's so important that that people realize that it is better to work with the body, and also that they are responsible for their own health, that they have to take over and be their own doctor.
How has the law of attraction, or knowing about the law of attraction, learning about it, changed your life?
Oh, it has changed my life 100%. You know, I used to be so miserable. You know, people have different. You know, we all are this scale with frequencies. People know more about their spiritual part. Maybe some people know it from birth, and some people never know it. And for me, it is like a before and after. When I read this book from Abraham Hicks, and I could not go back. It's like from going from the dark into the light, to just see the world in a way that makes so much more sense and gives so much more joy. Yeah, it is night and day.
Thank you so much, Maria, and all the best with your work and the centers all over the world. And again, for being so courageous and really following your truth, even though maybe your colleagues in the same field is not supporting yet.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Jannike.
Thank you for watching. Much light from Oslo. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, please subscribe and like the video or comment below and let me know what you think. And I would also love for you to check out my other videos on YouTube or wisdomfromnorth.com. See you in the next video.